Vanakkam. I'm Vayoni Dimel. This is Boston Lanka News, bringing you news, views and entertainment from Boston and USA. A young Sri Lankan-born British singer, Arjun Coomaraswamy, talks about his music career. A young Sri Lankan-born American actress, Anjani Perera, discusses about her film career.
Baby, I am dying now. I don't know why you're smiling. This is how you broke my heart, and I can't believe I loved you. No, no, no. How could you do this to me, do this to me, do this to me? I'm singing right now. How could you do this to me?
I am Chirusha, coming to you from Boston. In this segment, we bring to you the news and views that will especially be of interest to young Sri Lankans as well as everybody who are young at heart.
Used to see the moon and the stars there, but now the skies are empty.
Sri Lankan-born British singer Arjun Coomaraswamy, an inspiring R&B pop artist, has been making quite the mark in the music industry. Arjun is a man of many talents. He not only sings, but he also writes and produces his own music for others, and plays an array of instruments, and studied music production and sound engineering. Arjun joined with Boston Lanka via phone to respond to our questions. Arjun, can you tell us about your background and a little bit about your family?
So I was born in Colombo, Sri Lanka. I moved to London when I was 4. And I'm obviously Sri Lankan. I'm a Sikh. My dad is Tamil. So kind of been brought up in the UK, in London most of my life. And I go back to Sri Lanka almost every year because my family's still there, my grandma's still there and stuff. So yeah, that's basically about me.
What led you into this music career? How did this all begin? My understanding is that your remix to Colaveri made you popular. Am I correct?
Yes, I mean, so basically, I was kind of doing my thing in the London scene for a few years. Kind of started off at school and playing in bands and stuff. I learned instruments at school, so I learned like the guitar, the piano, the flute, the drums, all these instruments. And then I was in a bunch of bands, and then I kind of started writing and producing for other artists in the UK Asian scene. And then I started doing my own stuff. I released my first single I think about 2 years ago. And yeah, and then kind of just got my lucky break via this Collaborate remix, basically. I mean, I released 3 or 4 songs before that in the UK, but I didn't really have a fan base outside the UK until that song.
Wow.
So yeah.
Have you won any awards in your music career?
Yes, actually, I just won Best Urban Act at the UK Asian Awards, Asian Music Awards, I should say. That was held at Wembley Arena. I was also up for Best Newcomer at the Brit Asia Music Awards last year, and an album that I produced for a Hindi singer called Shivali that was up for 2 awards at the Global Indian Awards last year as well.
With me on the roof of my car, let's just chill here, lying under the stars, baby. And when you wake up in the morning and the sunlight dries your tears, just pretend that we've left the world behind. I'm gonna find a way to make it work, but the both of us different paths, and I don't know if they're gonna cry. I just know that you gotta have faith and stick with me, girl. I'm working 9 to 5, but every day
Are you working on any new songs at the moment? Are you planning to release a new album?
Yes, I'm actually working on a lot of songs. I'm kind of like I was traveling most of the year. Now the last month or 2 I've been in London in the studio every day. So I'm releasing my album hopefully early next year. But in the meantime, I'm releasing 2 songs. One is a single. It's a Punjabi fusion song The other one, actually, very interestingly, is a Sri Lanka. It's basically for the Sri Lankan market. I'm releasing it in Sri Lanka. It's a Sinhalese remix. It's a remix of a Sinhala song. So I've done like a Tamil remix, obviously, Kolaveri and Runaway and stuff. So I want to do something for Sri Lanka. So it's a remix of the song Oye Ojaye by the Gypsies.
That's so cool.
That's coming out very soon as well.
So Arjun, you are originally from Sri Lanka. Are you planning to go back there to do any shows, or would you like to?
Yeah, I was just there in August. I'm going to be going back again hopefully soon. I was meant to be doing a show. It's been postponed for the time being, but I'll definitely be going back very, very soon. Yeah, I'm always there anyway. So.
One thing you should know. If you got something to say, then say it to me. Stop walking away. Stop screwing with me. Say nothing can change your mind. Give me one last try.
Anjani Perera, a Sri Lankan American from Los Angeles, will be playing a major acting role in the film Sri Siddhartha Gautama, produced by Navin Gunaratne and former Consul General of Sri Lanka to Los Angeles, Jeff Gunawardena. The film is directed by Saman Veeraman, and producers hope to release the film in January 2013. We spoke to Anjani about the film and her plans for her future acting career. Anjani, first tell us how you got involved with this film.
This started in Sri Lanka. They were trying to get this project off the ground for quite a few years. And then next, our Consul General had submitted my photos along with others' photos to Sri Lanka, and the moment they saw my pictures, they said that we definitely would like to use her for a character in the film, a featured character, and that's how it all started. And so I did go out there, and they saw my look, and they knew that I was an experienced actress, and I know how to do script readings and memorize my lines and follow directions from the director and his crew, so they knew that right away.
Growing up in LA, have you ever thought of acting in a Sri Lankan film?
I never thought I would, actually. And I'm not 100% fluent in Sinhala, so because English is my first language, even though my dad wanted Sinhalese to be my first language, it was a little bit of an argument between my parents because being born and raised in Los Angeles, English should have been your mother tongue, but it's great that I know the language and I can understand it and I can communicate. My parents have always been very strict on remembering our roots, where we come from and where they come from, and my sister and I are always very proud to say that we're of Sri Lankan heritage.
Tell us a little bit about the character you are playing in the film.
I am playing Queen Prajapati, which is the Kunchiamma of Siddhartha. And doing the film, I learned so much about her character. When you learn about the basics of the story, you only hear about Siddhartha, Yashodhara, King Suddhodana. But Prajapati's role in his life, I believe, wasn't I don't want to say appreciated, but she did do a lot. She's the one who delivered him. She raised him after her sister Mahamaya passed away when he was either at birth or at 1 week old. There's different concepts which both work. I mean, we weren't there. but basically she had done a lot. She was a major role in his life. She was the inspirational thread between the family that wove the family together, and I learned so much about her character doing the film.
Now, you were born in USA and grew up in USA. This film is in Sinhala, and how did you do it? What are the challenges you faced doing this film?
So growing up, I did learn some Sinhala, but the basic Sinhala. And my dad wanted Sinhalese to be my first language, but it was a little bit of an argument between my parents because my mom said, well, the girls are born in Los Angeles, being raised in Los Angeles, English should be their first language. My dad being a traditional, country boy from Kuranagala, and then my mom being a Colombo girl from Mount Lebanon, they had their differences, but they both were always great parents and always distilled the Sri Lankan culture into my sister and myself. Growing up and having the values and the morals of your typical Sri Lankan. So growing up, I would learn the basic Sinhala. Pretty much, one example would be like dua for daughter. I had to say Diyani when I was conversating with Yashodhara for one scene. And Diyani was a very difficult word for me to learn. It was like a tongue twister. And now I can say it very smoothly. It'll roll right off my tongue. But in the beginning, it was a big challenge for me. But it was very interesting and fun as well. I love challenges. And so for the 4 people who came from India and the 2 Sri Lankan Americans, which is my sister and myself, who went for this film, we had a bit of a challenge, but it was still fun, and we managed and we did it. And we owe a lot to our dialogue coach, Shamu, who is fluent in English, Sinhala, and Hindi. So it was great.
So now that you have done this film, are you planning to continue acting as a career? What are your future plans?
Oh, yes. There's another a small project I'm doing this Saturday here in Hollywood. That's just going to be a one-day shooting. Then when I go back to Sri Lanka, there's another project that Chandran Ratnam, our very talented and world-famous Sri Lankan filmmaker, is getting ready to do his next project, and he's asked me to play the leading role in that. It's going to be a suspense action film, which will be really interesting and entertaining. It'll be really fun to play that. But I don't want to give too much away until everything is finalized.
That concludes our news edition. We meet you again with another news edition of News, Views and Entertainment from Boston and USA. Till then, goodbye.